Hi friends, welcome back. Welcome to another pick a card reading. Today we're getting to a realization pick a card. My name is Felicia. If you do not know me, I'm a human and civil rights advocate. I run a nonprofit that sponsors this free tarot channel, and I appreciate you guys for being here. Let's get right into it. Pile 1, you are the Gardenia perfume. I love this one. Pile 2, you are Mystic Spell. This one is actually available in Cosmic Intelligence. So if you want to give back, support us, and help us keep our lights on so that we can keep making this information accessible to all. And this third perfume by Victoria's Secret called First Love. Let's get into it, friends. I love you, and I'll see you in your selection. Hi, Pile 1. Welcome to your selection. So you chose Gardenia. So let's hop right on in. What are people realizing about you? What are people realizing about you right now? Okay. What are people realizing about you right now? People are realizing that you're prone to abuse. Okay, you keep getting abused. I'm getting that people keep abusing their authority or something like that. Okay. We have the mediator. People are realizing that you have your own personal agenda. Okay, people are realizing a hidden agenda that you have to get money is what I'm hearing. And I'm hearing you shaking hands with a lot of people. A lot of you guys, you might be a really big networker. You meet a lot of people, and they may also have like honors or rewards and recognitions. However, these are people who, I don't know, you guys, this sounds so sad. It kind of feels like people are saying that like I don't know if what you're doing is harmful, but people are definitely saying that like you are very strategic about something, and that you are definitely negotiating something, and you are not. I think that like people have fallen short with you a lot, and I think that you, after bringing it to the light and after discerning it, and just, I think that a lot of these people that you've shaken hands with, you know, you might think at the face value, right? Like they try to act really buddy-buddy. Or they come in and make, like, they negotiate something with you. Maybe they make you offers to serve you in some type of way, to offer you something in some type of way in exchange for something in some type of way. And these people will often, I'm hearing that you guys have like had a lot of business deals fall through. Like you've had a lot of people fall short, did not meet their expectations, did not keep up their end of the deal, is what I'm hearing. Okay. And I think that, you know, people come around you because you're so prosperous, but they give con artists it's like people are realizing that you have stopped caring a little bit, or you have disconnected from, like, I don't want to say you don't care. I think that you trust that your work and your prosperity will find those who appreciate it. But so many people you have learned that have pretended to like be buddy buddy in your face and be all negotiating and make grand offers and grand, suggestions, and they fail, and maybe even leave you to recover, to have to recover from something. So I think that you have just had a lot of superficial interactions. And so people always, like, they always disappoint you. But it's like something where you have compassion for them, and you may even, peacefully resolve the conflicts. But I think that the relationships really lose a lot of value. And some of you guys, I think that to take a lot of burden off of the situation, I think that, like, keep it professional. I think that, like, taking the romantic expectations off of the table can, like, help you, like, feel more comfortable and secure in how you're positioning yourself when you're negotiating something. I also feel like these could be, like, coercive or powerful men who desire you for sex, and you need to, I don't know, I'm not gonna tell you what to do, but I'm getting like that it would be easier if you just keep it professional, because a lot of them have already disappointed you. And I think that, like, even before considering, like, to move forward with them, you are just like, not to really invest in them, not to, like, some of y'all do not expect a hand in marriage. For others, like, some of you, these people have really weird expectations of you, and they may have been expecting sex, or they may have been expecting you to do something that is unrealistic for what they have given, is what I'm hearing. Like, it's like they have unrealistic expectations, and get enraged or something like that, okay, when you don't meet those unrealistic expectations. What did I say? Broken promises. So yeah, these are people who you realize that, like, they were negotiating with an ulterior motive, or they never were, like, going to keep those promises. This person, they were like, I'm getting, let me finish what I was going to say. People are definitely realizing that, like, so many people have fallen through and broken their promises with you. But I think that a lot of these reflect these bad deals, or these poor negotiations reveal, like, your bad habits reflect to you where you need to tighten up. And I'm getting that you guys have been tightening up, so that you never get backed into a corner where you, especially, like, if you poorly get romantically involved with someone, and it involves your money or some kind of other professional thing, like, be easy about that shit. Like, just make sure you always put your money first. Like, and these people have been, they mix business with pleasure, and they have really, really poor boundaries in their relationships, and they don't have harmonious and peaceful relationships. And when they come around you, they project the ideal image of themselves, and they make promises and statements and grand proclamations that they cannot keep, because they more often than not will have the conventional issue of getting too overwhelmed by their interpersonal relationships, and cannot sustain the responsibility of a true love, is what I'm hearing for a lot of you guys. Some of these people, they just helped you address some unhealed feminine energy where you are negotiating and whatever has been making you passive, insecure, and yielding. This is a situation where you have been learning to stand up for yourself. And I think that a lot of these deals and negotiations or promises that people made that fell through were either they had ulterior motive, a hidden agenda, or they never showed, like, even like behind the scenes. This person has a lot of bad habits. Like, they'll project their ideal self on social media and possibly to you, but behind the scenes, these people, some of it is they break these promises without even realizing that they were breaking it. Some of them made promises that they didn't even remember that they made. They have a bad habit of whispering sweet nothings and making promises and telling and projecting whatever image serves them. Okay. So yeah, that's what I'm saying, friends, about let's see what else people are realizing, that something you realized. Okay, that's where I was gonna go as well. This could be a Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. This could be a professional relationship where where when you were like, I'm hearing when you were collaborating with these people, you had really, really bad habits. And I think that, like, people are realizing some of the bad habits that you've had that may have contributed to you, not being successful in some type of professional thing or some other kind of relationship that broke down. Okay. Or some of you guys have this person is realizing this about you. Their name could be Karen or start with the letter K. Some people are realizing some broken promise that someone made to you. Okay. Okay, we have Libra energy. Because I think that something happened when the timing was not right about something. This was a timing issue because some of you guys, you have been, I think that a lot of what this toxic expectations could be is that, like, people, a lot of times people will think that someone is okay and not struggling behind the scenes with mental illnesses and bad habits because they show up and they're harmonious and they're peaceful and they might show up clean, freshly shaven. Everything might look good on the outside. But these people really have bad habits that make them a failure, or that make them a, like, unsuccessful in some type of way. And a lot of them not being able to show up in the relationship or honor the promise is because they still need to master themselves and work on their bad habits. Like, a lot of this is inner child healing, learning how to like keep a routine, keep a schedule, remember, check off items on your to-do list, learning also other interpersonal relationships like conflict resolution and positive self-talk and managing your own self-esteem. So these people cannot keep a promise to themselves. Better yet, keep a promise to you. Okay. And people are learning that you have been diplomatic about the situation and resolving a conflict where, it truly became clear that these people, they had too many bad habits, that they were unsuccessful, that they were slovenly. I'm hearing sloth, or something about sloth or indulgence. Something where they were not fit looking, their body, or something like that. So this person, they may have been, they hadn't had a lot of regard for the emotional consequences of this promise that they made. This person had an ulterior motive or hidden agenda when they made these promises to you. For some of you guys, this is a situation that is at court. Maybe you guys are having to defend something at court, or there's been mediations, and this person that had, I think that you can, they're part understanding their hidden motivations, and that they came in with an ulterior motive. They knew that it would harm you, that it was a risk of harm to you. They knew what, but have they did not have a regard for you. They did not value you, and did not, like, they were, so a lot of these people, they were aware that they were making promises that they couldn't keep. Okay. Especially if these are like older men or something like that. Maybe someone that you worked with, or something where you had an intuition about this person, that they were just not well kept behind the scenes. Like, you guys are very discerning. You can tell when people are not, like, everyone will project their ideal image of themselves at work and at school and on social media. But these people really are not. They really have bad habits. Like, some of them may be really, really messy. Like, they had bad hygiene, or, they don't know how to properly keep their books, or they have like poor financial records or something like that. And this person was in no position to keep these promises. Okay, they were not in balance. And I think that you guys have been able to mediate a fair deal. Okay, and a lot of you guys are getting cooperation, but I think that the best thing that you can do is keep it professional. For some of you guys. For others, you may have already got romantically involved with them, and they broke their promises, and people realized that this was them, that this was not just it could have been breaking the promise out of a bad habit of just like forgetting or something like that. But it could also, like, a lot of it is really that this person had an ulterior motive or a hidden agenda. And people are realizing that you have promoted harmony in this situation, where this person was a total opposite, and been finding empathy and engendering social awareness and being diplomatic about it, and being compassionate about this person who had bad habits, because I think that, like, reveals a lot of people's shadow that they don't want to be, shown as well. Okay, so what are people realizing about your power line? Let's wrap. Okay. The Knight of Wands. Okay, you are definitely full of energy, but I think these realizations are making them unstable, because you've brought justice to a situation where people, I'm hearing these were cycles of self-mastery where you got bad deals or poor professional agreements, and those broken promises could have made you feel a little unstable. But you realize that these people were not balanced, not harmonious, not capable, honestly. And I think that you are viewing them with compassion. And I think you have recovered from where they have broken those promises or didn't deliver on something important. And you have mastered yourself and have brought justice to a situation as well, is what I'm hearing. I'm hearing you've mastered and discerning, and have discerned people who negotiate with an ulterior motive, and have brought fairness and justice to the situation. They didn't get away with that, right? Is what I'm hearing, friends. That's what I'm seeing about the current realization. Let me know how that resonates, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye. Hi, Pal 2. Welcome to your selection. So you chose a mystic spell, and that was available in Cosmic Intelligence. So go ahead and check it out. If you want to get back to us, help us keep our lights on. That one was really popular at the beginning of the year, and we just got it restocked. Okay. So what are people realizing about your Pal 2? Okay. Let's get into the groove of this. Okay. What are people realizing about your Pal 2? dilettante. LOL, so cute. Okay. Pal 2. These are people who are seeing you up and coming in society. They're seeing you as a newborn star getting crowned and gloried. And you guys delight in this art that you're doing, and some of you guys are becoming professional at it. I'm hearing that these are people, what they're realizing is how you're editing or something like that. They're realizing your editing skills. They're realizing your PR skills or your social branding and things like that. And they see that you have been there's a lot of buzz around your audience. There's a lot of buzz around you as getting crowned in glory, like you coming into prominence. Someone is realizing that you're coming into prominence, and some of you guys are the new girl or the new boy. You're new at work, or you're new to this network, or you are getting introduced to a lot of people. People are starting to people are sending flowers, sending gifts, sending free things, sending nice gifts for your birthday, for the holidays, important launches. I'm getting a lot of PR packages or something like that. You guys are getting a lot of PR packages. And they see that most recently you've done something to alert them of the danger of these superficial pursuits, and you say you're not going to get involved just because someone looks like a shiny new object, right? Someone come around. I'm hearing someone came around. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that. Y'all, but people are seeing that you're delighting in the fine artistry. Some of you guys are getting degrees in fine arts, or maybe they saw you doing something representing the fine arts. So some of you guys maybe you are even like marginalized identities in the fine arts. And so they know that this is very special and very like this is a high reward and recognition. They know that you have been receiving high honors, and you're like, oh my gosh, you're so excited. It's so beautiful. And there's like a lot of wonderment as you watch this unfold. But at the same time, it alerts you to not just be seeking so many honors. Like, you are getting so many honors, but you're just like not seeking it because you were alerted of the danger of all these different exchanges, social interactions, even promotional ads and stuff like that. You're just like, not superficial about it, and that's what people are realizing. They see that you have come into, like, you're getting high honors, but you have maybe not even done it professionally, or you are alerting them, like, you're alerting them of the pitfalls of fame. You're alerting them of the danger. Okay. LOL. We have the third quarter moon, breakdown, readjustment, and forgiveness. Okay, so recently, people have seen that you are becoming stable and grounded after. I'm getting that there's people are realizing that something broke down because it was superficial. Somebody's business broke down because it was superficial, or they have pursued. I think that this realization involves people comparing you to someone that was superficial, who may have been doing the same kind of artistic things as you, but they pursued it in a superficial way, and something bad happened. I mean, this person is now in danger because of some type of superficial pursuit that they've had. This person is in danger because they don't have any safe relationships around them, because they were trying to chase clout so much. some of them are just really, really unhappy in these relationships, and that is very dangerous. Okay, I'm here. Stay dangerous, friend. But most recently, people have seen you readjust after something broke down because it didn't have strong roots. Okay, this could be you, or this could be some relationship that you had. Some of you people are watching it. They are realizing an unbreakable bond that you have. And that shows you that it's not superficial, and that you can kind of, like, something where people have seen you possess such a deep knowledge, and they are like comparing you to something superficial. I don't know what this is. They were comparing you to something or someone superficial, where they're breaking down because they were not well established, deep and tenacious. These could be other romantic relationships, or this could be about work or something, like, someone's business is shutting down or breaking down or something like that. Okay. I'm also getting a relationship where there's unbreakable bond, and you guys just needed to readjust after dismantling something false. And I'm hearing that there's a lot of forgiveness in a relationship as well. Because there was a delusion. Okay, there was a delusion of something false. Or there's a season of the superficial people that are dangerous, and they got canceled. I'm getting at these people. That was a readjustment. Is that we, after, like, we consciously decided to cancel someone. I'm hearing that we collectively decided to cancel somebody. We canceled this person per divine guidance, and see that they have been doing something dangerous. Okay. What are people realizing about you, pal? To depression and anxiety. Okay. Right, because we can't be doing nothing superficial, because this is going to add to the anxiety, because that just is like, that's going to add to the depression. Okay. Intuition, illusions, and dreams. Okay. We have the letter L. People are realizing that you are this up and coming person. You are getting international recognition, and this was a result of hard work, discipline, and a lot of responsibility. And a lot of you guys take on the role as a teacher. So some of you what you have to do is, people realize that you've had to teach people about something superficial, okay, that has been creating an illusion and has been creating a health and safety threat. Okay. Or I'm also hearing some kind of convention that people have been wanting to uphold. And I feel like whatever you did, you treated this like it was a responsibility. I'm hearing a divine responsibility, so that you can teach about this superficial thing that have been dangerous to us. Okay. These illusions have been dangerous, and they have been creating toxic projections in interpersonal relationships, leading to accidents and separations. A lot of you guys, people see that you are very precognitive. Maybe you have a lot of psychic dreams, and they just feel so limited and restricted and disconnected spiritually. And these are like the superficial people that have been creating illusions and been under illusions. Okay. That's actually really interesting. How to, because a lot of these people, they just pretend. They're pretentious people, especially wealthy people, who really don't have a deep knowledge. These people are not, they're just there on a privilege. They're not actually deep within this knowledge. They're just there because they were exposed to the knowledge, or they were just given the knowledge. They were just given some type of opportunity or something like that, and you reflect the person who's worked really hard about, for something. You reflect the person who sits up and has to teach everyone important life lessons. They know that you struggle with depression and anxiety, but I think that you are just still working to forgive these people, as you guys have been readjusting after breaking down a superficial illusion that has been making someone, making people shirk their responsibilities, that makes people waste time, that makes people dangerous with their toxic projections and relationships, doing something else that's illusory to be harmful, shape-shifting, projecting, right? Some people here are realizing that you're forgiving someone, okay? You're forgiving someone, because this involves you both learning a big life lesson, and you both have a responsibility. And so this is not just, especially if this is about your romantic partner. So I forget where we left off, but I think I was saying something around like, if this is a romantic partner, you and this person have been on a journey together of learning, big life lessons. So these relationships have forced you to readjust a lot. And I'm also getting that if this is a romantic relationship, people are realizing that you did not do something superficial, or you did not choose the person that had the most money, or you didn't choose the shiny object. You chose, to stay disciplined about something, to stay hardworking about something, to be responsible, to explore options, to make sure that it was a right fit for you. People are realizing that you're persevering through something, that you could have decided to stay single. Some of you, I'm getting that because you didn't want to get, like, somebody wanted to give you the D and you said you didn't want it, and they wanted you to, like, I don't know, they wanted to give you the D, they wanted you to get something, I don't know, they wanted to provide arts or some type of other, like, professional thing, but they wanted you to give them D, they wanted to give you D, and they said that instead of taking that opportunity, you put up a big limitation, restriction, and learned a big life lesson around something like this and said no, okay? They said that they realized that you said no, that you decided to stay disciplined and hardworking, and you did something responsible instead of something superficial, okay? Because you knew that that's dangerous, that's the illusion of success, the illusion of attraction, okay? Something superficial is what I'm hearing. Something superficial. We have Temperance. What are people realizing about you? We have the Ace of Swords. And then we have the Ace of Wands reverse. Yeah, I think that, people are realizing that something is not, especially if this is a romantic relationship, that may have, like, wanted to offer you SEX in exchange for a professional opportunity, or they may have been promising to make your dreams come true. But they saw you delighting in the arts, and they started making grand promises about, like, making your dreams come true. They wanted to make you, some of them, they were saying they were going to make you big in the fine arts or something like that. Or you guys have made it big in the fine arts, and you did it without having to sell your soul to someone who just wanted to have sex with you. And they see that you have continued to work hard and persevere instead of doing something superficial just to get to your end result quicker or something like that. I'm also getting that some of you guys are just like, you're not into this person like that, or you know that this person is having a karmic challenge and they haven't started a spiritual new beginning yet. And so this person is not someone that, like, they might come in for sex, but they do not, like, and this is the superficial danger, is that they might come in for sex, but because the relationship doesn't have strong roots, they get, I don't know, that is also, like, I don't know, something where they're not tempered around something, okay? They're not tempered, or they need to readjust or forgive about something, okay? And that, you know, if this was just about money, you would just ran into their, like, I don't know, something where you would have ran into their illusion. It's because they really are aroused with you, and they really do have a shadow attachment to you. But they have some other, something where you guys need to stay disciplined around something, and being with them will take away from your discipline or something like that. Or this person has a responsibility elsewhere, or there is a unconventional aspect of your relationship that this person still has not expanded their perception around, and they come around undermining feminine energy when they're still not balanced. They're still aggressive about something. They're still defensive about something. They're still ill-tempered, and you can just feel that something isn't right. Like, these people come around and may offer you sex or get aroused by you, think that you're beautiful, see you delighting in the arts, and make all these promises to make your dreams come true or something like that. But that was a seduction by a romantic illusion. That is like, they want you to wait for a night to provide for you, and you know better. I'm hearing something with Saturn. People are saying that you knew better because you know that something wasn't right about this deal, or something wasn't right about this person who was promising you the world, or promising to make your dreams come true. You realize that, like, people are realizing, or you realized that this was somebody who had a coercive control. They wanted to disempower you, or when you exacted your autonomy from a situation by staying disciplined, they see that you became big on your own, and that you didn't need them, and they got intimidated and aggressive around your level up. They started getting defensive towards you, okay, or something like that, and you knew not to take that offer. You knew that they hadn't transformed. You knew that they hadn't forgiven about something as well. Yeah, the Two of Wands. You decided not to move forward with somebody else because you saw that it was that something wasn't right about it. Or I think that, like, after healing, I think that things might get better, or that you just decide to keep it professional. But I think that there was hope in this relationship, but they see that this was like, this is something, like, I don't know who this is. This could be multiple people, multiple options that you needed to release. With the Queen of Wands, yeah, the Moon, and this is somebody that's getting left behind. I think that this is somebody that tried to have a coercive control over you, but with your hard work, discipline, and responsibility, you exacted your autonomy. And this is what people are realizing. They're seeing that now that you have exacted your autonomy, that you you're no longer interested in this person. You're no longer intimate with this person. You no longer have a passion for this person. You're losing interest and passion in this person because you realize that they were just a coercive control, or that they still have not forgiven. Okay, they are not able to release resentment, and this is like, people are realizing that this is why the relationship broke down, is they were not able to release resentment. And people are saying that you could have just took this deal with somebody, or pretended to like them, or pretended to be intimate with them, but you just decided to keep it professional. And since you decided to keep it professional, there was nothing, like, it showed that, like, I don't know if this showed that it was no true intimacy, but I think that you learned that this was not a real intimacy, that this was just someone that helped you delight in the arts, and chasing a relationship with them was not about you really having a true bond. It was not about, this person. I think that they wanted to stop you from being responsible. They wanted to stop you from working. They wanted to stop you from accomplishing your goals. and they grew, they started making it about, like, I don't know, they had unrealistic expectations of you because of some type of unconventional relationship that you may have. And I think that just over time, you realize that this was not true attraction, that this was not, that this person saw you, that this was something that was delighting to you, or saw that you were up and coming in society, and saw that your namesake, or something about your namesake, that is like, that you worked hard for, is what I'm hearing. That this person, I don't know, something, okay, this is confusing, because it feels like this could be one person that helped you become prominent in the fine arts, but they were not what you truly desired. I think that you became aware of of superficiality in their situation, especially when they were not able to release resentment, or when they were not able to forgive, or when the relationship broke down. It helped you realize that it was superficial and that this was dangerous, that you could have got caught in an unhappy marriage or an unhappy deal with somebody who was irrational or something like that. Some of them are very pretentious. They pretend to have a deep knowledge, but they really don't have a deep knowledge and escape their responsibilities. And you are someone who's really hardworking and disciplined, and you just don't have the same lifestyle and values as this person. I think that this is something that's happening subconsciously. I don't think that this is someone that you, like, this doesn't even have to be one particular person. This could be other people who mirror you or project your image. These could be people of the same gender. These could be romantic options that may have a lot of money, or may have a lot of, like, may have a lot of resources to help you delight in the arts or something like that. But that is not enough to, I'm hearing that whatever you guys established was not enough to survive. And they see that after you stayed hardworking about something, disciplined about something, you didn't need them. That their role is becoming less important. For others, you just realize that they were holding on to a resentment about something, and this is, that shows you that they, like, it was not deep and tenacious, that it was superficial. Okay. Some of you are realizing that they had a third party that that was an illusion as well. I'm hearing something where, after people are saying that after realizing some uncomfortable truths about this person, or some differences in values, okay, or something like that, that you're just choosing to keep it professional. Because a lot of them, especially the powerful men, they would try to coerce you by trying to solicit sex from you without paying, or without giving anything in return. So I think the best thing that you can do is just, like, you realize that, like, if you have to do that, then it's not real intimacy, right, or something like that. And you'll have to work really hard, because they are really angry and irrational that you decided to keep it professional, okay? And that you did not start a new spiritual beginning with them. Some of them, they're saying that you're the one that didn't forgive them for having a third party, or you did not, you just ended up, it's not, like, I think that if it's not about you didn't forgive them, I just think that you, you lost attraction for them. You were not interested after you were not interested after the whole period of exploring options. You were not interested. You saw that this person was just doing this to be superficial, that they do this with everybody. They delight, they're saying that they're delighting in the arts with other people, or they are trying to explore options with people who don't make sense professionally or personally. And you see that, like, something where they said that you just decided to end the relationship and decided not to move forward with them. And a lot of them, they have come out of this wishful thinking and these exploring options, but I think they'll feel like such an idiot by the time you get to this agreement, by the time you, like, I'm getting that it already, by the time they realize that this was illusions, right? You have already made a big adjustment and have decided not to move forward or something like that. For some of you guys, this relationship needs a big adjustment before it can move forward, because right now they're still doing something superficial, and you see that this is dangerous to you, that this is causing resentment, that this is causing arguments, that they're not able to move forward because they're resentful, and it was something immature, superficial, and that gets them left behind, or that makes you just, I'm hearing that you immediately lose attraction, okay, or something like that. We'll get more into it. This is like day, what, 14, day 13 of, day 13 of the winter intensive of Vlogmas, LOL, and Felicia the Tree's Tale. But I think it's, and I hope this can offer you some kind of perspective. I think that what is happening, especially if you're in like an artistic field or getting rewards and recognition around something, the people who were superficial in their pursuits, you are making them irrelevant, is what I'm hearing, okay? It's because you are staying hard working, disciplined, and responsible around your rewards and recognition, and so you will end up taking over their position, putting them out of business, making them less relevant. And some of these people have been in competition for your partner, okay? Or cause a partnership to break down with this competition that they've been in, okay? In this competition or in this pretension where they may have like built up something, established something off of pretension that is actually not a deep knowledge that they possess. And this is actually like, you will need to stay hardworking to dismantle something false, okay? People who are pretentious, people who are con artists pretending to have a deep knowledge, okay? I'm hearing something where people are realizing that you are readjusting a market, or you need to forgive a partner for exploring these people who held the market before. I'm hearing that you ultimately saw them as irresponsible, though. I think that you saw them as irresponsible. I think that you ultimately saw them as something superficial. If they got caught up in something superficial, like exploring options, they want you to forgive this, but I think that you just lost intimacy for them, lost passion for them after they, like, because you just realized that, like, you're not interested in these Queen of Wands. It was clear that people shrank next to you or something like that, and you see that they were just trying to do something superficial. Some of this was because they had an organ inferiority complex, and this is why the relationship broke down, because they couldn't see you getting D, or some of you guys, because they have a small D, you're not interested in them. It's like some of you guys, you're not lesbians, so someone with an organ inferiority complex was not going to work for you. I'm hearing that a lot of you guys, you need wood, you need that long, strong dick, and they hate you for that. Like, they're really resentful. I think, oh, that's what I've been. I'm like, why is this person resentful? Especially if this is a romantic person. It's like, why are they going to explore these shrinking violets? Like, they went to go explore these shrinking violets because they don't feel good enough after they know that you be taking wood. Like, they know that that you're like, that you need something else, okay? And that even if they have a lot of money, that still did not get you an attraction to them. That still did not make you want to fuck them or something like that. And they see that you want to fuck somebody else, that you want to have sex with somebody else, and they think it's because they have a bigger D. And it probably is, friend. This is something subconscious that they might not even want to admit to themselves, because that'll attack their fragile ego and like, they know that this person, something else had your attention, or that you were intimate about something that that wasn't about money. And they see that it probably was about sex, friend. Some of y'all were getting digged down by somebody, and it was no amount of money that they could offer you to make your dreams come true, to make you attracted to them. And so some of them, they grew mad because you decided to keep it professional, and they knew that you were getting digged down somewhere else. Oh, shit. And you said, that's not, that's a superficial pursuit, right? I'm not gonna be with nobody with a small dick, you know, just because they got money. You know, that's just their way of overcompensating for their lack. Okay, that's what I'm saying about dude. Let me know how that resonates, and I'll see you in the next one. Alright, about 3. Last but not least, you chose First Love by Victoria's Secret. Okay, so people could be realizing something about your first love. Something where you got triggered by your first love or something like that. Okay. LOL. What are people realizing about you, pal? What are people realizing about you? It's funny because it came out in the shadow aspect in Power 1, so you guys it might be a continuation for you. Some information there, perhaps. Okay. So people are saying that you're negotiating a fair deal. Okay, you're negotiating a fair deal about something. Someone that you have a foundation with, someone that's like your family. I think that you guys just choose to stay family with this person, choose to stay friends with this person, choose to keep it professional, because you get a lot of men, and I don't think that this was something that you or them were prepared for. This person, you were not, when you put down roots with this person, you guys were not prepared for commitment. You were not prepared for this home. And I think that you laid so much, you guys may have lived together, or you might have done something else to establish some roots together, and it had became a argument about the foundation, is what I'm hearing. And so you are strategic and fair in this situation, and I think that the best thing that you can do is to motivate these people to be fair as well. Some of you guys, you are not I think that they had unrealistic expectations of you. They expected them to be your only man, or they expected you to, be committed, or to start a family with them. And they had I think that the roots that you guys established were not, it was not what they should have been expecting. Okay. I think that you guys have been a big part in each other's life, but I think that this argument, especially if you guys are going through a divorce or something like that, I think that this argument and this fight where they're trying to fight for the foundation, they're trying to fight for the financial resources, they're trying to fight for your property, is what I'm hearing. I'm getting that this is somebody who has your property. And this means that, you guys are family, but I think that because they let their personal feelings, it is personal because they're family, but I think that they expected something from you that they couldn't even hold themselves to. They expected you to commit. They expected you to trust. They expected you to prioritize something that, was not your priority. Okay? And I think that you have been helping this person. You've been viewing this person with justice and compassion, and they have been viewing you as you see where they're coming from. Okay. I don't know who this person is that is trying to fight for your foundation. Okay, somebody who's trying to fight for your position, or try to fight for your foundation. This could be somebody outside the family that has just been around, and they don't have the roots. They are not these. They don't have strong roots with this person, and so this is them being disconnected from reality. They're not, we're just bored with their lack and emotional stagnancy, because their behavior is not making sense. They're not a part of the family. For others, you and this person, they may have had roots and foundations with somebody else, and I think that this turned into an argument about the foundation, an argument about the family and stuff like that. And I think that you just decided to take your romantic interest out of the scenario, because I just don't think that they were generating romantic interest anyway. I think that you consider this person to be family. You consider this person to be someone that reminds you where you come from, but you guys get a lot of men, or you get a lot of attention, and they just were not able to make themselves stand out, or they were not able to defend your foundation or something like that. Okay. So let me see. We have Aries energy. Yeah, there was somebody who was aggressive and competing, that they didn't have discernment with, and this has been creating a fight. I'm hearing a bunch of gang stalkers of people who are watching your family. Yeah, somebody's name could start with the letter M, or letter Z. People are realizing that you've had to, there's some people who are aggressive about you getting desired for sex. Like, this person is a Capricorn, or this person might try to do, they try to do something similar to you. And they see that your family puts you in a leadership position. Your family is in a leadership position. Your family has a strong roots and foundation. And they're so disconnected from reality, friends. They don't have no family. They don't have people. They don't have a foundation. And I, they don't have a foundation, or like, people are just realizing that these people have been fighting over your family, or they've been fighting over your foundation. And like, this is like, your family has been protecting the foundation. And your family, like, your family might have empathy. It might see both sides, might have respect for their argument, but they're also discerning something as well. They're discerning that these people are not good investments, just period. That they're aggressive and violent, and that this is not because they are concerned about leadership positions, or concerned about the right things. It's just that some of this is they're literally just, it's something about your roots. I don't know. These gang stalkers, they pay a lot of attention to your roots and where you come from. And they don't want you to establish roots, or they don't want you to have family. They don't want you to have children or something like that. Let's get more information from the tarot, see what, how this is moving. Okay. This person who is realizing, okay, this person is definitely, they could be one of the stalkers, or people are realizing this about your gang stalkers. They're growing in discernment and realizing that these people have been stalking you, okay? And they're starting to okay, that makes sense. They're starting to realize something about your foundation and roots and family, and that these people who were projecting your image, they discerned these people who were projecting your image, okay? And seeing that these people were just obsessed with you, aggressive, and angry at you for eliciting the desire for sex, trying to pretend like they tried to steal from your foundation, but then they see that you were the one that got the family and got the fair deal, and they were the ones that got discerned, okay? Some of you guys may have started doing something assertive, or doing something to show that you were the leadership, and this, like, I don't know what you did, but it helped people grow a discernment around someone else who has just been stalking you and trying to pretend like this was their roots and foundation. But the family did not show up for them, is what I'm hearing. I'm getting that the family did not show up for them. Some of you guys, there has been a family dispute, and you guys it has literally been creating a lot of issues. I'm hearing these gang stalkers and their violent and aggressive behavior because of your body eliciting desire for sex has actually created a lot of tensions in your family. And I think that this your family is, people started getting angry or fighting or conflicting and whatever. But it was really, you guys are just really, mad about these gang stalkers that we've had to grow a discernment around. They've had to realize that this was not you being the angry, aggressive one, and that you were actually getting stalked, getting attacked by these people who tried to pull your roots, is what I'm hearing. And they see that you've grown, like that people are starting to grow a discernment around these people, and seeing that these people have been attacking you since you laid this foundation, and that they've been intoxicated with trying to steal from your foundation, or they've discerned their personal agenda. Okay. Tell me more. What are people realizing about you, Path 3? Yeah, the Ace of Swords. They just got clarity. Something that they were lacking discernment around with someone else. But your family, you guys are harmonious and aligned and experiencing trust and friendship. And you guys have just had to discern these gang stalkers, right? People who may have been here from the beginning. They may have been here at the onset, which, like, they might try to come around and act like their family, or they might keep just trying to do the same things that you're doing and talking to you and stuff like that to try to act like they're in your soul family. But these are people that have been aggressive and violent, and they are not a part of the family. These are people that we don't have roots with, and people are starting to see that you have been negotiating a fair deal around these people who were pretending to fellowship, pretending to be family, but they were really just trying to cause chaos or trying to stop you from getting gifts, causing conflict in your family because of their dangerous projections, right? Some of you guys have had like just a lot of harsh communication to free this person that has been delusional and has been disconnected from reality, because this has really just been obsession about your body. Okay, someone's name that starts with letter M, S, or J, or letter A. These people, you've had to discern these people, because some of them, they could be in positions of leadership. For others, they could have been people who were once a part of the family, but because of their aggression and violence and crime, we've had to discern that they have been a false person, okay? And they have had to discern where their true trust and friendship is. They've had to discern who their true family is. It's because you guys have all these strong roots together, and they're learning, you reminding them of their roots, probably, or a most recent gift that you've received have helped people see where your roots are, okay, and that these other people are not your family, pretending to be fellowshipping, or just obsessed with you, and that, like, they see that you are actually the people that you're negotiating and strategizing with, are not these people, and that these other people are not tied to the foundation. They're just stalking you, okay? And they see that this is something that they had to discern, and that, they're starting to align themselves on the right path, okay, is what I'm hearing. They're starting to align themselves on the right path after discerning this competition, or discerning these gang stalkers, that they were aggressive, that they weren't family, okay? Some of you guys had to discern who your family truly was, and it was the people who you had strong roots with, is what I'm hearing. People who you have strong roots with, lots of memories with, have foundations with, and some of you guys, you'll need to work together to find a peaceful conflict resolution, because I feel like these people have been, they have been strategizing, because they are not the people who are in the family, or who have the strong roots and foundation. These are people who, after fighting so much, they realize that people, after discerning them, right? I'm hearing that people, the only reason why they wish that things can go back to the way they used to be, the only reason why they wish they had a new opportunity, is because they now see that your foundation was protected by your family, and that you have been negotiating fairness with your family. Even if it meant that some romantic relationships broke down, you still are, like, urging, people are still cooperating and being fair. And these people are just, they just wish Excuse me. They just wish that things can go back to the way they used to be, and trying to strategize personally or professionally so that they don't get left out of the foundation. But I think that you guys called the shots, and there's no strategizing to go back to the way things used to be. There's, because they stalked you for so long, I'm hearing some of them, because they stalked you for so long and harassed you, some of them started taking criminal actions towards you because they were so violent and aggressive. Now they try, like, it's like now that they realize that they couldn't destroy your roots with their violence and aggression, now they're trying to act all buddy and trying to drum up feelings of nostalgia, trying to engage with you, trying to talk to you or something like that, and you're just like, no. And your family is also saying no, because some of them will try to come around and pretend like they have the same values. They're strategizing to have the same values, and I think that they now see you as the star, and now they wish that, you know, they wish they're like, they have hope that things can repair. And a lot of them are coming around to collaborate. They are trying to be fair. They are trying to see, they are trying to negotiate, some of them, a deal, but for others, they really don't have any roots here. And so it really doesn't, like, they don't have any, there's like, people are realizing your foundation, and they're realizing that the people who were not tied to the foundation, they discern these people. I don't know how they've done this, but they have discerned these people, and these people see that, like, they've been left out, that they don't have roots, that they're getting left behind, that they're really triggered watching you move, watching your foundation grow, watching your roots grow into a big beautiful tree and blossom, and your branches and leaves start blossoming. And now they're like, oh my God, I hope that you'll forgive me. I hope that you'll, you know, oh, I know I was angry about your ass and hips and waist, and oh, I know I was angry about your education and social status. Oh, I know that I pretended to compete for a long time, but now that I see your roots with your family, and that your family has been discerning, and that your family wasn't buying into this matrix illusion and competition for power, oh, we see that you're the one that's getting the negotiations and the settlements and the offers and the gifts. Oh, we wish that we wouldn't have done that. Oh, can you forgive us? Oh, can you see where we actually have same values now? Can you see the potential in me now? No. I'm getting that they're trying to appeal to men, okay, in your family. And they realized that the men did not give them gifts, or the men did not establish roots with them. So that meant that now they're saying that because the men chose you and chose you to be family, that you were the one that they actually experienced the trust and the friendship with. You're the one that they gave the leadership position to. And now they're just sitting around, you know, with an addiction to self-pity, wishing that, you know, living in the past before they grew out of control. Right? It's because nobody established roots with them, and they realized that these were, you know, they just were shadow attachments, people that don't get recognized for real, okay? And people, even, I'm hearing even strangers, right, who are starting to recognize your foundation. You're starting to get rewards and recognition, perhaps. They realized that, like, these other people, the gang stalkers, they were bad investments. They shouldn't have invested in these people, or they were lacking discernment before, and now they're starting to realize that they're not really invested in these people. They see that the men were not really invested in these people, that you are the one that gets the roots and foundation, and that you've had to negotiate with them, perhaps because a lot of these people represent, like, you know, they have other, they can strategize something, is what I'm hearing. They're shadow attachments. So they're really, you know, I think they're just really disappointed, friend. I think that you know, it was lost. The love was lost, or their hidden agendas were revealed. After everyone grew a discernment, and I'm also getting the men grew a discernment as well. Okay, tell me about the Ace of Swords. What are people realizing about you, pal? One. Yeah. Okay. That they're getting phased out, that they're losing that they're not important anymore, that after we discern them, we realize where we actually have been experiencing trust, friendship, and fellowshipping. This is not a matter of sex or romantic options, right? Because some of you guys, you have an open relationship and this is just your family, okay? But for others, this is a situation where people, you know, they could have been a part of your big poly relationship, your big happy family, but they were too busy fighting and they did not establish roots with you that could survive. And I think that ultimately you started losing interest in them and you started losing passion for them. Even girlfriends, y'all, even girlfriends. You'll lose friends here too. I really feel like this could be a romantic partner, but for a lot of you, though, this is, friends that folded, right? They folded on being a good friend. Like, you think that you'll have a girlfriend and then, they start growing aggressive about your family and your roots, okay? Because it's not their family, it's not their roots, it's not their house. They're getting left out, they're getting left behind as shadow attachments, people who are subsumed by the void. And I think that now they're trying to rally up and trying to strategize how they can stay relevant because they really wish that they can go back to the past and establish a strong roots with you, establish a trust and friendship. But I think that they just broke the friendship and trust so much, in that they just were not. I'm also hearing that they're not the center of attention. They're not the life of the party. And that negative energy doesn't get gifted. You know what I'm saying? That negative energy is not getting gifted. And they see that you're moving on with your family, getting gifts, and negotiating fairness after they try to destroy, harmony in your family with their toxic projections and their negative thought patterns. It's like something where there's been harsh communications around the family, and this may have hurt the family, but you have been literally getting stalked, getting harassed, getting attacked by these people who pretended to be friends, pretended to be fellowshipping, or they may have been blatant about it and didn't realize the consequences of their actions until it was too late, until all the men came around and gave you honored you, gave you the gifts, laid the foundation, and they realized that their competition was in vain and that those are just the people that they lost interest in, okay? That they're not really working with them to have family, but they're just working to release them and get them left behind or something like that, okay? So you're the one that you're the one that's getting the offers, okay? Is what I'm hearing, and that's what people are discerning, that they shouldn't be investing in these people. Or something like that. But more intensives to come, friends. We'll get more into it. We just have been trying to get work done here at the organization. I love you so much, and I'll see y'all in the next one.